So it's one thing to put your foot in your mouth, right? But it takes a very special person to put 2 feet in their mouths at the same time. Yeah. Well, we about to talk about those special people because it happened. Essentially, got Rory responding to all the stuff that happened on Spaces and the things that he had tweeted, and we got Mal. I'm gonna let y'all listen.
Listen, man, I went into Twitter Spaces against all my friends.
You like that shit?
You think I'm a glutton for punishment?
Yes. I think you're a glutton for punishment. I think you're a glutton for attention. I think you're a glutton for bullshit.
For attention?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It's not clout chasing. I don't want it to seem clout chasing. It's not that. But you do like when it's bull happening and your name is in it. Like you dive right into that shit. Like you like abuse.
I think it's you like abuse? More so to address things, but I did.
You like to seem like a martyr?
I wouldn't go that far. A martyr is a little.
You want to seem like a martyr for the culture. I'll take this one.
Yeah, none of that applies to what we had, what happened. And while there can be humorous aspects of serious situations, it's one thing for the people who comment on it to find out. I think if you're the source of the serious situation, then you got to handle it with the type of gravity it warrants, regardless of what you think about it, right? Regardless of what you think, whether you think people are trying to make a moment, none of that matters. If it's been said that it's serious to people, especially people that in a way you depend on to support your career. You got a podcast career, you're talking to the public. So I'm sure a lot of your audience didn't like that, right? They didn't like those comments. They perceived those comments as exactly what they are, or what they were, should I say, which is prejudicial, racist, on and on and on, demeaning, right? And at the very least, you need to acknowledge acknowledge that exactly for what it is. Acknowledge the fact that it was disrespectful, and don't try to justify it. Don't try to make it seem like the people who are disrespected are tripping because, oh, you shouldn't be tripping, or it's not warranted. And that was one of the ways in which he really, really, really made a bad situation worse.
On the chin, fellas. Don't worry about it.
This is not one that I want to take on the chin whatsoever. But yes, I did go into Twitter Spaces. I don't think my intentions came off the correct way, because I was in there to get my talking to.
Why?
But when I woke up this morning and listened back to some of it, I sounded very, very dismissive in the beginning.
As you should have been.
No, because there were some people in there, because I was on the side of like, everybody knows, the people that know me know who I am and know what it is.
Which is why
I gotta say, Mal, man, I don't know how old he is. If any of y'all know, let me know in the comments, but I know he got to be older. He's not a kid, that's for sure. He just has such a juvenile and immature outlook on so many things, right? You can have a sense of humor and all that. I got all that myself, but like, it's just, bro, what do you take serious? Is there anything that's serious? Is there anything where you can even just be like, all right, yeah, no, that was out of pocket. We're gonna and not try to. I feel like when you're trying hard to make something seem like it's not a big deal, that's when you know it's a really big deal, right?
Shouldn't be talking about it.
But there were people in there that don't know me and were actually searching for an actual response or reply. And I was, I'm not saying,
we got to stop saying that.
Can I finish, please?
They weren't searching for shit. They were searching for attention. They were searching to go back and forth with you so they can clip it and put it on their YouTube channels. That's all they were searching for. Nobody was searching for answers. Nobody was hurt. Nobody's children didn't eat last night as a result of tweets that you tweeted, fake tweets 12 years ago.
And again, this is why we get these things, right? This is why we have white people who do these types of things, because of ignorant ass niggas like this. I don't care if you had trolls in there. I don't care if you had people in there who may have been looking for a clippable moment, whatever have you. That doesn't take away from the situation itself. See, he's trying to say these things so he can minimize what was said back then and the people that are disrespected, right? Regardless, why would you retweet or make any fake retweets or whatever type of bullshit that Rory used to try to justify it? Why would you do that knowing that it's disrespectful to the people that you're doing it against. And we ain't talking about you ain't no fucking comedian. You ain't up on stage, bro. No. None of this justifies that, man. But again, these are the more dangerous people, the people like Mal, who sit here and fight tooth and nail to try to justify this bullshit, right?
So it's not that serious.
I agree with you that there was definitely people in there with just that intention. But
you know, it's crazy. I didn't even realize he had said that. He said he even said it's not that serious. So you're saying it's not that serious when people are telling you it is serious. Address it, apologize, like the guy was saying in the clip, move on, but don't try to double down, explain your way out of it, minimize it. Don't do all that shit. Don't do, because now you're just making it even worse. Now, you know what I'm saying? You never invalidate a person's feelings when they have been disrespected. Now it's a difference between that and somebody taking things too far. But I don't think nobody in those in the clips that I heard took things too far.
But there were some people that were generally just looking for an answer. And I apologize for being dismissive to those people in particular that were just looking for an answer to what some of those tweets and fake retweets and all that was. So I do apologize because I did come off dismissive to some people that did not deserve that were just saw something.
No, but see, that's bullshit. Again, he's talking about fake retweets in the tweets. But why would you do that in the first place? So now this is the thing, they gave him an out, right? They gave him an out. And I seen some other people commenting on this and they gave him an out. Oh, it was fake retweets. That's what people was into back then. So why did you fake retweet something that could be racist, something that could be demeaning toward women, anything like that? Why even go there? There's a whole litany of things that you can fake retweet, bro. There's certain things you might be like, even if you are counting you, unless that's already your mindset. You feel me?
Thing out of context and was like, "Yo, what's up with this?" And I was a little condescending and dismissive in the beginning. About 20, 30 minutes in, I started to realize, oh shit, all right, we're not doing the joke shit anymore. And at that point, everyone was texting me, get the fuck out of the spaces. And I felt like it was too late then. I got to just stay here because if I run, it's even worse. But I handled that spaces very poorly. I will say that. You are correct about the spaces.
Okay.
I'm saying me personally, after I listened to the space, I felt bad of how I handled being dismissive in the beginning. That's all. So I want to apologize for that.
Why were you being dismissive?
Because when it
see, this is again the bullshit. If you're going to really be sincere about any apology, it's like the person that says, "I'm sorry if you feel offended." They're not sorry for what they said or why they said it, right? They're not even sorry if you're offended for real. If they was, they wouldn't even said it that way in the first place. But you know, that sort of apology is bullshit, right? The apology should have been, "Hey man, what I said or what I retweeted or fake retweeted, whatever was offensive and demeaning toward Black women, I apologize. Shouldn't have did it. And I'm sorry. Sorry for, that." Like that's an apology. Specifically, you name exactly what the offense was. Other than that, if you ain't going to do it, it's not an apology, and it's definitely not a sincere apology. And so if you want to make light of it, you want to double down, you want to try to go through all these twists and turns and shit like that before you come to me like, "Oh man, I'm just sorry how I handled the spaces." Man, again though, you got this guy sitting next to him, Mal, who's cosplaying a Black man, basically doing all the defending for him. He ain't got to do shit for real.
It started, there was, I know people don't understand the term fake retweet, but at a time on Twitter, people they would type out retweet someone's at to make it look like they said something when you were battling back and forth on Twitter.
I was there.
So when that was popped up, yes, I was laughing about it, and I was dismissive. And then, people have every right to feel away with or without context. Like I'm not here to argue that. I'm just here to say I handled the spaces poorly. That's all.
I guess it's just like again, I'm gonna just keep going to the age difference between you and me.
I can empathize with somebody looking at my white face in this space for so long, having opinions, and then seeing those tweets and being like, "Yo, what the fuck?" I can see the outrage with it. I'm not here saying like, yo, what's like, why are y'all so mad? I'm not here to say that, but I mean, the one they're the most outraged about was not in the context that they're making it seem. But with that said, I understand why everyone's outraged. Yesterday, I just was in a different mind state and I was being a fucking dick because I thought it was laughable for somebody to call me a raging racist. But this morning,
I did too.
But this morning, with a different lens and a good night's sleep, yeah, I sounded like a fucking asshole. So, I apologize for that. You here to
apologize to all the victims?
I'm not. See, don't put words in my mouth.
Are you here to apologize to everyone that was offended and was hurt?
Sure. If
at this point, bro, I'm feeling like I'm more upset at Mal at this point. Not that I'm not upset at Rory, but just listening to him, it's like, are you upset or about offending the victims or whatever the fuck he just said? It's like, bro, again, the offended group should be apologized to for the specific offense. Why do you still need to make light of it? What that's the problem I'm having. Well, that's one of the problems that I'm having is why do we still need to make light of it? And there's still no direct address of the specific offense into that specific group of people. A group of people, mind you, that you depend on to keep your platform going. Black people, black women, black men, people of color. Don't nobody want to hear what you think you meant and fake tweeting. Don't nobody want to hear all that bullshit. And then you got Mal sitting there talking about the victims. This ain't got nothing to do with people feeling like victims, bro. Nobody that I heard even in them clips was trying to play victim. They was addressing Rory because of what he said. Nobody's trying to play victim. This ain't got shit to do with victimhood mentality. Again, this is the bullshit red pill manosphere doctrine, right? That we already know is really shallow and hollow and usually taken up by very insecure and I want to say small men. And by small, I mean men who need to make themselves feel better or look larger or so, et cetera, by projecting this fake persona of like having power and control because this is how they see things and they see women in this way and this is how, and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit and we already know it. Half of them guys ain't really got shit going on for themselves. And a dude like Mal, he just really, I honestly feel like he has no identity. He has no identity. He'll argue that he does, but at this point, whose side is he really on?
If somebody was offended by that, I do apologize.
All right, I mean, that's how you feel, and cool.
But I mean,
I'm just saying, can you do me a favor from now on?
Don't go in spaces.
Exactly.
Listen, man.
Just that simple. That's why you going to spaces. And that wasn't even your spaces to go in.
That's true.
Like you just walk in. Just walk in the dumb shit. Like how you just bump your head on bullshit all the time.
And throughout the entire thing, I was just making it worse. Like I didn't go in there and make anything better. Yeah, I just continued. Anytime it even got like to a okay place, I made it 10 times worse. I'm all for spaces when it's like a group of people that's having like a real conversation about some real shit. And, it's like, okay, cool. This is a cool, but you could just tell when there's people in the room that just want to have a moment. It's like, I'm not talking to you, fam. I'm not, who is this?
Please. Sorry.
Who is this? Who is this? Show me your bed, nigga. I want to see your bed before you talk to me. Don't talk to me until I see your sheets. Don't talk to me until I see your bathroom. I felt like when Mal be like, yo, just like get off the phone. That's what I just got off the phone and like went to the club and I was like, yo, none of these niggas would ever be in here. Like, that's not a real thing. It's not real. The internet is not real. It's like, what are we talking about? Like that shit.
And this is another thing I don't like. Yes, the internet is not a real place, but people try to use that to dismiss infractions and things that they do that are wrong. Again, This deflection has nothing to do with the source of the issue, right? They're still trying to use all of this stuff to dismiss the issue and not really getting to the main point. Yeah, you're right. The internet ain't a real place. And you do got to be careful about who you take serious on the internet. Facts. But that still has nothing to do with why you guys are in this position in the first place. Who y'all were talking to, why people were saying what they were saying in the first place. It has nothing to do with that. So she talking about the internet in a real place and people this, like, bro, that has no bearing on what people was addressing when it comes to Rory's texts or tweets back then, right?
There's not now. In the same vein, I will say I've met some really cool people
for sure
via social media over the years that I, salute to them. And some of us are like really close friends and have great relationships to this day. So you do align with certain people that, you end up having a lot in common with and they understand you and things like that. So shout out to them. I'm never speaking to them. I appreciate those people. But the people that is just looking for a moment and just looking for something to be mad about and something to be offended about. And I don't have time to talk to those people. Those are the same people that feel like the white man got their foot on their neck. I ain't got time for that.
See, hey man, look, with niggas like this, who need racists? For real, for real. For real, for real. You don't even really need a Nick Fuentes when you got niggas like him. Look at this face. And let's blow it up. Look at the face. Tell me. Is that the face of a black man? Or is that the face of a white man trapped inside of a black body? I'm trying to figure out what in the Sam hell he's talking about.
People that is just looking for a moment and just looking for something to be mad about and something to be offended about. And I don't have time to talk to those people. Those are the same people that feel like the white man got their foot on their neck.
That's the same people that feel like the white man got their foot on their neck. First of all, we ain't gonna act like the white man don't still got his foot on our necks. All right? Let's not do that. Again, distracting from the main point. This ain't the same people. This is a very specific group of people. This is a group of people who wanted Rory to address those tweets in at least a stand-up way about it. And instead, we got this fool here talking about these the same people who complain about, okay, he's one of those, there's no racism guys. Until something happens to him or one of his family members, right?
I ain't got time for that. I don't want to talk to those people.
And I understand you feeling that way, but you also have to look at the other side of my white face. Yes, people can be outraged if I make, and no pun intended, off-colored joke. Like, that's fine. They can be upset. I get it. I just went in with,
and it's crazy just listening to Rory, whether you think what he's saying right here is sincere or not. Mal can't even bring himself to say that, to at least come to that understanding, right? To say, yeah, no, I get it why people would be upset. It's just a total denial of anything that those people may be thinking or feeling. And not only a denial, but even more disrespect by saying, not only is your feelings or you being disrespected invalid, but you're one of those kooks who think that, you're just looking for a moment and you think the white man still got, you think, no. This ain't something we think, buddy. This ain't something we think. This is something we know. Still happens to this day. In fact, it's even more highlighted nowadays. You don't got to look that far.
It's a choice. Yeah. It's a choice to be upset about that.
And I mean, I apologize if you are. And
I can never be mad at you for being, a racist? Nice guy. Well, that too. If you're a racist, I can't listen. That's your prerogative. But I mean,
that's your personal business.
It's your business. If you racist, that's your. It doesn't affect me at all. But I don't know, man. I just, people are just. We got to get past certain things. Like certain things that continue to be conversations to me is just like, it's almost like clockwork. You can almost tell, you can tell when a girl about to ask you for some money. Like, never talk to a girl from the 21st of the month to the 2nd.
She say, "Yo."
I'm trying to figure out what do you mean by get past? What are we trying to get past? What are we trying to get past? Acknowledging that there's still racism, acknowledging that people do use subtle language to promote racist ideology, acknowledging all of these things. Like, what are we really trying to get past? You just want to walk around in this stupor, this ignorant stupor, where you just think these things don't exist, so you can be even further victimized. Is that what he want? This is a dangerous ideology, where you just act like none of this exists, and you can just and everything that's happening, like there's not an active group of individuals who are doing everything they can to put you back, or to put you in a situation as similar to what your forefathers was in, as much as they can, by hook, crook.
I'm stressed out.
She gonna start huffing and puffing. After 2 huffs, hang up, because the 3rd huff, she gonna be like, yo, she need something that's gonna cost you. You don't talk to women from the 9th to the 18th.
Okay.
Of each month.
Yo,
Gotcha.
I just realized I'd be like,
yeah, I ain't got time for that. Once you start doing that,
and it's the bait too, because you be like, yo, what's wrong? You all right?
I got a lot. I got so much going on.
Stress, like
I'm stressed.
Yeah.
And then you want to seem concerned.
Now all of a sudden her mom.
All right, let's look at some of the comments real quick. So Mal and Damaris both agreed that the people in that space ain't nobody. They weren't shit. So if you were in that space and you still engage with this platform, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, pretty much. Again, more disrespect. They were not fake tweets. See, Mal is the most disingenuous person on this platform. He's beyond disingenuous. Mal. Why are you talking about Rory like that? Now, here's something else they're trying to use to say that this, what the whole situation was. Talking about Kendrick fans. Kendrick Lamar fans are legit the worst thing to happen to hip hop, and I stand on that. A raging pile of turd. They single-handedly burn hip hop to a crisp, all in service of their dear leader Kendrick. This is why I call them hip hop MAGA. Kendrick is the hip hop Trump. Okay. First of all, this is what's been said about fucking Drake and his stance. Number one. Number two, this whole situation ain't got shit to do with Kendrick fans as far as them doing this for no reason. Even if Kendrick fans were involved, the reason that it's brought up, the reason it's being talked about, the reason that people are upset is all legit. No fans started this out of nowhere, right? This wouldn't even be a thing if people was able to take accountability, acknowledge their fucking transgressions, and go from there and treat things with the sensitivity and care that it deserves to be treated with, man. Mal was leading Rory down the wrong road again. Luckily, Rory didn't fall for it and was serious. Mal has the emotional intelligence of a 15-year-old boy, completely tone deaf to the fact that things come from Roy that are negative about black people will elicit a negative response without context. Yeah, and this is just what I just said, right, about Mal and being juvenile, right? Acting juvenile. The internet is never real when you in some shit, but always real when you need people to subscribe, put money in your pockets. Fuck out of here. Y'all on your pods talking about it right now. Mal and Damaris look dumb as fuck. Fuck too. No cap. Right. That's what I said. Like, yeah, certain things you do got to take with a grain of salt on the internet. But shit like this is real. This has nothing to do with the internet not being a real place. When y'all putting y'all propaganda out here or your opinions and things like that, it's all reeled in, right? Blaming Kendrick fans for holding someone accountable for stupid shit he said years ago is some low IQ rage-based shit. Kendrick don't be saying a fucking word, and pages like this got to push a certain agenda because Rory is co-host with the biggest delusional Aubrey meat muncher. Damn. Yeah, man. You know, some things I just don't even know what more to say about. I'm surprised. Nah, I'm not surprised. But I was going to say I'm surprised that Mal would still be as sensitive as he's being, but the more I think about it, I'm really not. To go on there, and even though your co-host is acting like he's taking accountability, because he ain't, he's still making it seem like it's the other people's fault for being offended, but he's not. But to still like not only push this whole narrative of because you might feel offended, you're playing this whole victim role, and it's your own people, it's your own side, bro. You can't just say, hey man, yeah, no, I can see how people could be offended about that. That was some crazy shit you said. You know, some crazy shit you said, man. And just leave it at that. If you don't want to go into it too much, because that's your buddy, you ain't gotta really say much more. But the last thing you do is still disrespect your own people. Because this is exactly how I look. You disrespecting and putting your people down for the white man. But you trying to say we crying about, oh, the white man still got his foot on our neck. You can acknowledge the truth and still be doing everything you can to get up out of it, right? I can say, man got his foot on my neck, but that don't mean I'm not out here trying. That don't mean I ain't out here working, getting myself skills, doing everything I can to put myself in a good position. But it's still active. There's still groups and people out here actively working against us. It's a fact. And that right there is way more dangerous than the things like a Nick Fuentes say, because he's letting us know what they're doing, how they feel, how they see things, what they want. People like Mal want you to think none of this is happening. It's all in your head. It's all a dream, right? How much more, if you're not ready and if you believe that bullshit rhetoric, you're going to be fooled for real, because you ain't going to have your defenses up. You ain't going to be moving in a way that's circumspect and that, you know what I'm saying, you can protect yourself and your family from these things, right? And if you got to pivot, you can pivot because you see and you understand what's happening and what might be coming. People like Mal want you to walk right into the lion's den. There ain't no lions in there. No, they tripping, man. That's that victim mentality shit. Man, y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.